And I guess your number one suspect here, complaining and whining about the rain, as if FIA could control Mother Nature herself. Like, I mean, what are your thoughts on this whole thing with Lewis Hamilton, man?
He is the biggest crybaby in all of history of motorsports. I'm telling you, we were in the 60s and 70s. We were talking about the men among men driving race cars, and it wasn't just F1. It was Le Mans. It was NASCAR. It was IndyCar. Some of these guys in IndyCar, do you know they were racing just aluminum monocoques, and that was it? I mean, we're talking like half-inch aluminum monocoques. And in fact, you can go on YouTube and look at some of the aftermaths of the crash that AJ Foyt had at Road America when his brakes blew out in turn 1 and he was hitting 200 miles an hour, where he almost had his legs ripped off. Talk about the absolute testicular fortitude of those drivers of that time. I mean, and then fast forward to 2023, we got a guy who's wearing some fashion show clothes, walking into the track like he's wearing a freaking umbrella, and then he's going out on the track like he's not a race car driver and complaining about the rain, about something that makes this race interesting in a very much considered non-interesting sport. And you know, I just Lewis Hamilton has always been like this, though. This man would have a 50-second lead over second place in the early parts of the hybrid era, and complaining about how other people are racing him. You know, when they're coming out of the pits or something. I mean, come on, man. Just back off. It's not like he got a 50-second lead, but at this point now, we're talking about a driver at this point where it was not even like a downpour. It was just a good sprinkling of rain, and he's saying, "This is dangerous, man. The FIA needs to red flag." I mean, what are we doing here? With what does Lewis Hamilton think that he shows up to the racetrack to do? You know, I don't. As a driver, you adapt, overcome, and try to prevail to get to first place and win a race. And with him, it's excuses. It's excuses all the time, and it doesn't matter if he's winning the race by 50 seconds or if he's dead last because he can't drive a car.
Yeah, that's a great point, especially running fourth there at the end behind Ocon, really within DRS range or within a second of Ocon with the world to gain, right? You're going to get your first podium of the
Yeah,
season. And then he's going to complain about that instead of putting his head down like a real driver would and go get the job done and get that podium at Monaco for Mercedes, who needs a podium desperately right now. So
yeah.